Hello everyone and welcome back to my freak show. Now I have an amazing theory about Doris Gardner and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on it. Now first off guys, spoiler warning, don't watch this video if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes of American Horror Story Season 10. And also this video is only a speculation and made for entertainment purposes. And if you like these theory videos, please support me by clicking the like button and the subscribe. And of course, you can go one step further and become a patron for just $1 a month. Link is in the description. Now, first of all, we can all agree that something is completely off about Doris. We don't know her backstory yet, but what we do know is that she's a mom, she's a wife, and an interior designer. She's majorly pregnant, not prepared to have her new baby, and obsessed with Lyme disease. Doris is a little lackluster in her creativity, and she is the only one who likes her designs. Now, under heavy scrutiny, I re-watched the first 3 episodes again and came up with 2 theories about our girl Doris. Theory number 1. Somehow, Doris will take one of the pills and become addicted to its creative stronghold, with the possibility that she's going to have to give her baby to the creative people to eat in exchange for more pills and their lives. Theory number 2. Doris is an alien who is getting revenge on humans who killed someone she cared about, Quentin Tarantino style. She finds the chemist and commissions her to make the Muse pill so she can create the ultimate human/alien hybrid and change the DNA of everyone who takes it. Oh yeah, guys, I get it. This theory is extremely out there. So if you would not mind indulging me for just a few moments, I want to actually explain this theory before I go into the evidence. Now, of course, as I theorize, Doris is an alien. Someone she loves, whether it be maybe her husband, a parent, a child, someone she cares about is sent on a mission from their planet. They crash on Earth in Roswell, New Mexico on June 14th, 1974. They are found, tortured, and killed. Now, when Doris comes to Earth looking for her, friend, she finds out what happened to them and promises revenge against the humans. Now, she realizes that, unlike Beatrix Kiddo, one alien can't defeat the whole planet. She needs an army if she's going to take over Earth. However, an invasion would absolutely break the treaty that their species made with the government of Earth many decades ago. So she anonymously commissioned the chemist to create something to turn her from alien to human. We know there were various forms of the Muse created before it actually got to Harry. And I think that's how it all began, was trying to turn Doris into a human. And once Doris did become a human, she found Harry and tried to have a baby as, sort of her first way of taking over the Earth, only to discover her DNA isn't compatible with human DNA, hence the miscarriages. So she again has the chemist create a new pill so she can conceive a child, and hopefully to change human DNA to match her own. This time she carries and gives birth to Alma. Now, however, Alma isn't the super baby that she needs to take over the Earth. Yet Alma is absolutely different. She is way beyond her years by ways of talent, intelligence, and determinations. Alma being part alien would absolutely explain some of the quirks she's shown us during the episodes. Now, after Alma is born, Doris had the chemist improve the mixture and experimented by way of the desperate unknown artists who live in the winter in the town where the police chief looked the other way. Thus, Doris gets her army very subtly with the pill, one by one. And then when she was ready, Doris took the new pill and got pregnant with her super baby by Harry. Now, once her baby is born, I do predict that she will activate those that took the Muse pill to be her slaves/army, and, her invasion of Earth will have begun at that point. Now, I want to mention a crucial piece of evidence first. In episode 1, Harry asked the sheriff about the family of 5 that was murdered last winter in Truro. In the article that Harry reads online, it indicates very clearly that local officials have purposefully shielded the story from public spotlight. Now, guys, why? I mean, yeah, we can argue that the town wants to be safe, blah, blah, blah. They want to be known as the safest town. But when you have a family of 5 killed while they're asleep in their beds and there's no leads, why keep that quiet? And why mention it in the storyline if it wasn't important? So it appears that the crime occurred on December 17th when the most of the writers/muse takers are in P-Town. And if it usually takes one body to fill 2 authors, that means there were possibly 8 to 10 authors involved in the kill, or someone drained the bodies to stockpile the blood. I honestly feel like that was kind of like a math question. If there are, 3 bodies, how many authors can you feed in American Horror Story? Now, thanks to Harry, guys, we know that the current date of the episode 1 is Tuesday, January 26th of the following year. So how does this pertain to Doris? I'm glad I asked. Number 1, guys, Doris never consumes food. For a fully term pregnant woman, I've never seen her eat anything. I've had 4 kids and I ate a lot, especially in my final month. Yet this woman never eats a thing. She didn't even buy herself a sandwich in episode 2 when she tried to feed Alma and Harry sandwiches. Plus, the next day, Doris looks incredibly pale compared to the previous days. She didn't ask Harry to get her anything from the market, keeps claiming she wasn't hungry. Girl, when I was pregnant, I gave my husband a fully detailed list of exactly what I wanted from the grocery store every single time he offered to go. Now, I get that every pregnancy is different, but this is just quite odd. Even in episode 1, y'all, Harry offers to take Doris to the Muse, but she conveniently gets sick. She insists to Harry to go without her, asking him to bring her back a steak or a burger as she's suddenly craving red meat. And she practically pushes him out the door. A little later, she's feeling much better, but she still never ate that food. And in episode 2, she cuts up veggies for a soup, but we never see her eating it. I think she was sick in the first episode because the pill also makes her crave blood. She needed to feed and pushed Harry out the door so he wouldn't see her drinking blood. I fully believe Doris has been drinking blood behind Alma and Harry's back for a long time. But how is Doris getting the blood? At first, I thought she was the one who killed the fox on the beach, as it's killed by someone wearing, a black coat and gloves in the first episode, and then Doris shows up immediately after the scene in a long black coat. But I don't think Doris would get her hands so dirty. Possibly the answer is that she already has food handy. Oh yeah, guys, I'm definitely implying that the murder in Truro was done for Doris. Either Doris killed them herself, or she had the mutants do it for her so she could stockpile the blood and survive an upcoming pregnancy without having to hunt humans. The family was murdered in December, and the date was past 1 year later. 5 bodies, especially children, would be plenty for Doris to survive all year round. Number 2, Doris won't leave P-Town. After hearing about the Truro murders, Doris tells Harry that they can absolutely stay and it's okay. When Harry kills one of the mutants inside the sunroom, he wants to leave, but Doris does not. At first, she wants him to think about her job. It's really important to her. But she quickly relents and absolutely agrees to leave. However, what a coincidence, right before they're scheduled to leave P-Town, the answer to Harry's prayers and a reason to keep him there comes literally calling, in the form of Austin trying to give Harry the Muse pills. Now, in episode 2, when Doris is complaining about spending more time in the town, Harry tells Doris to take Alma and go back to New York. But she completely refuses to leave Harry alone, saying that he'll just write himself into like a coma. Girl, if he wants you to leave and he wants to stay there and deal with that stuff, leave his ass behind. But Doris doesn't. And in episode 3, Doris falls down the stairs in the opening episode, and if you watch it closely, it really appears that she did it on purpose. And I even had some viewers pointed out to me that it did appear she did it on purpose, so I know I'm not the only one who felt that way. She was practically right on top of Chief Burleson when she fell, and the chief instantly caught her, so she wasn't in any danger of hurting the baby. She did give Harry a glance that didn't indicate pain to me. So I took it that Doris did it on purpose to stop Burleson from questioning Alma. And maybe possibly Doris needed some time away from her family without them knowing what she's doing. We don't know what happens to Doris once Harry leaves her at the hospital in episode 3. So we don't know what she's been doing or who's been coming to see her. Now, personally, I think she's preparing some kind of ritual for when the baby comes. Next point, number 3. She is obsessed with Lime. Doris is absolutely obsessed with Lime, y'all. So much so that when she finds her own daughter eating an animal in the graveyard, she only cares that the kid could have contracted Lyme. Personally, I think all of us normal people, we would have been shocked over the fact that our child is killing and eating an animal. That is number 1 priority. But to Doris, meh, Lyme. That's, top priority to her. She must be obsessed for some reason. In the first episode, she absolutely advises Alma to stay clothed and she should be fine. Throughout the episodes, we do see that Doris took her own advice. She's always clothed, wearing long sweaters, long skirts, and I get that it's cold there, but she is constantly covering up her skin. And pregnant women definitely go through moments of hot flashes and cold flashes. In my opinion, the obvious answer is that Doris contracted Lyme some point in her past, or someone close to her contracted it. But I don't think that's what it is, guys. I'm quite familiar with Lyme disease. The doctors thought I had Lyme at one point in 2018. Thankfully, though, I tested negative. But while we waited for the test results, I researched Lyme, and oh my God, it really sucks for anybody to get it. However, though, it is easily treatable with antibiotics. So why is it so important to Doris when it's so easily cured? So here's my theory. I theorize that Lyme is the only thing that can kill Doris and her perfect creation that she's growing in her body. The only normal thing Doris does as a pregnant woman is take naps. So what if Lyme will place her or the baby in a coma or some kind of unconscious state? But I personally think the disease has a unique component that actually kills the aliens, and that's why Doris is so afraid of it. Next point. The mutants recognize Doris' smell. When Doris goes to sleep in episode 1, while Harry is at the Muse, the ones affected negatively by the Muse pill are outside her window, and I do call them mutants now. They're sniffing, they're doing a little dance, but they don't come after Doris. And when Doris approaches the graveyard at the end of episode 2, the mutants once again seem to recognize her smell and don't attack her. And why does Harry see the mutants every time he walks outside his front door, and Doris only sees them twice? She leaves the house many times, and we never see what her experiences are because the story is still continually focused on Harry. And the only time that Doris is actually chased by the mutants is when Alma is with her in episode 1 before Alma and Harry took the pill. And I think that the reason Doris has control over the mutants is the pill that they ingested. It allows her to have the control. Now, I will go into more detail about the pill and another theory. Sorry, I'm so excited for this theory video, I can't even speak. I'm going to go over more detail about the pill in another theory video that I'm currently creating about the chemist, but I fully believe Doris already had been taking the pill, and I'm also sure that the chemist has never seen Doris or met her in person. Next point, someone instructed Austen to give Harry the pills. Guys, I truly believe it was Doris who set it up so Alma and Harry would take the pill. Now think about it. If Belle and Austen are so damn insistent on keeping the pill a secret, and absolutely they will never do anything that would ever make the chemist stop giving them the pills, so why did Austen give the pills to Harry? All Austen had to do was keep his mouth shut, Harry would have left P-Town, and everything would have been fine and the secret would have been kept. But Austen did give Harry the pills. He doesn't strike me as somebody who does something out of the goodness of his heart, so there has to be a motive to the reason why Austen gave Harry the pills. And I think Doris instructed him to do it, or she'd tell the chemist to stop giving him pills, all anonymously or maybe through text, of course. He probably dealt with Doris the same way the chemist did, text her by phone. And this probably wasn't the first time that Doris made Austin and Belle do something for her. So again, I just really definitely believe that Doris is the one behind the chemist and everything, and especially for the fact that Austin is getting paler. In every single episode, Austin is progressively getting paler, and I honestly believe it is because he is doing the bidding of Doris, and therefore it is draining him. Next point I want to bring up, Doris is creative. Guys, she may suck at decorating, but her creativity is focused on the most creative thing a woman can do, which is create a new life. So we can't argue about her ability to create right now. She may be mediocre at designing, but maybe she'll have some style when it comes to redesigning our planet. You know what I mean? Next thing is, guys, Doris is not planning on a baby. She is majorly pregnant. Where's the nursery, the diapers, the butt cream, the monitor, the breast pump, the pediatrician, the gynecologist, the books about birthing? Where is anything to indicate that a newborn is entering their house? Nobody has, not Harry, Doris, or Alma. They have not mentioned the baby's name, the sex of the infant, or any kind of future plans for when the baby arrives. Why? Yes, Doris definitely has a history of miscarriages, and she probably wants to wait until the baby is born safely before buying anything. That definitely makes sense. But at this point, she's so far along now that there really isn't a risk of her losing the baby like she did in earlier stages of her pregnancies before. And I think it's painfully clear that Doris doesn't intend on having a normal newborn with normal needs. Now, guys, you can argue that the idea is too much speculation. Maybe Doris is simply a normal person who will take the pill in an upcoming episode. Maybe she won't take the pill at all, and her baby will fall victim to the writers. I mean, sure, maybe that will happen, but you can't argue the points I brought up in this theory video. For a fully pregnant woman, Doris never eats, she has not prepared for that baby, and despite all the red flags of that town, she won't leave. And there must be a big reason why she's obsessed with Lyme, and in my opinion, it's got to be a matter of life or death. And Doris is actually being creative by creating a child inside of her womb right now. And the mutants undoubtedly recognized her scent. And I think that's because they absolutely recognized the pill in her blood and possibly maybe recognizing her as somebody who sends the messages to her mentally. Anyway, somebody had to give Austin the idea to give Harry the pills. More importantly, somebody had a need to create those pills. So I can't wait to talk to you guys more about the pills in my theory video. But one last final note, Doris tells Alma that there is no magic pill for greatness. And I think she said that because Doris really, truly knew what the pill does. So there you have it, guys. All the evidence I compiled against Doris. Maybe I can't prove truly that she's an alien, but I did prove something is off about Doris Gardner. And I can't wait to get more information in the future episodes about her. So guys, what do you think? Do you think this is stretching way too far? Do you think Doris is a human? Do you think she's a mermaid or an alien? Let me know in the comments. Now, don't forget, guys, of course, weekly Wednesday live streams are every single Wednesday. My reviews for American Horror Story have been posted as soon as I get them done. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like. And of course, if you like the video, press the like button. Subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching, y'all, and beware of our girl's sexy scappage.
Beware of sexy scappage.